Good morning. I feel like I maybe started that just a tiny bit too early. It's fine. Good morning. It is 10:31 a.m. on Sunday, March 28th, 2021. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. I am definitely at the time of year where I kind of want to sleep with the windows open a little bit, but there's it's one thing to have the apartment not be stuffy, but there's also pollen outside. And so, I'm not having severe allergies or anything, but, just wake up with itchy eyes a little bit and, yeah. Anyway, I'm fine. How are you? We had an awesome session of Dungeons and Dragons Rime of the Frost Maiden last night, where the party had a huge fight against tons of enemies, and it was epic because there's some. Gosh, I'm really snorty this morning. There's some on one side, some on the other side. Um, lots of fighting and tactics, and everyone just pushing all of their stuff to the limit, running out of spell slots, and you know clutch saves, and helping and rescuing prisoners, and oh, it's great, good stuff, good stuff. That's a good adventure, that Rime of the Frost Maiden, and yeah, so that's a big accomplishment for that party there, and we had a good time last night, so that's good. Um, Sorry, I'm still just blinking myself awake a little bit. Um, Reminder that tonight on Twitch we're going to be streaming. Mike and I are going to be streaming the conclusion of our Mission Impossible versus James Bond series. I still have to watch the two most recent Mission Impossible movies today, which yeah, I'll do that. I like those movies. So yesterday, I managed to finish watching the James Bond movies. And I had mentioned I watched License to Kill. I talked about that one I think just yesterday. But so now I've also watched GoldenEye and Casino Royale, and it's kind of fascinating that the way that we have chosen to approach this, because the Mission Impossible movies, there's obviously a much smaller number of them compared to the total number, the whole history of James Bond movies. And so by selecting just 7 of the Bond movies, we kind of are choosing different, single films to embody a whole era of filmmaking versus the Mission Impossible movies, where we are seeing like the whole progression. It's kind of necessary just because there's so many on one side compared to the other. But it's interesting to watch the way, like the tide of realism in the James Bond movies kind of rises and falls. Like it'll get more grounded and realistic for a while, and then it'll start getting more cartoony and silly again. Because certainly, we have the Timothy Dalton movies where things are a little bit more grounded and serious, and then we come back up with Pierce Brosnan where things start getting sillier again. And then, we come back to the Craig ones that, started off being much more grounded and serious again. And as they have progressed, start to get a little sillier. So, fun stuff. So I think those are fun movies to watch. And I am enjoying this whole series that we've been doing. Um, gosh, there was. See, okay. Essentially, the problem here is that I'm feeling a little bit like I shouldn't just keep talking about that because we're going to talk about it tonight. That's the issue. So, if you want more of my thoughts about James Bond versus Mission Impossible, tune in to that. And of course, we've got the first 2 parts of that discussion that we already had, so you can check that out. But in the meantime, I'm just kind of trying to get some caffeine in me and get myself roused to continue with the day. So, leave it there. And I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.